little bit of firm hold styling gel, a classic product applied to a classic haircut that's got a slight contemporary update where we created a little bit of an overhang, a little bit of undercut on both sides. Just kind of a great way to update things. You know, a lot of clients want very classic looks, and many of them want to know what's new and what's happening, and the disconnected undercutting is a real current trend in men's hair right now, so a great way to update his look. We've got a beautiful face shave. We used our super blades because he had about 2 weeks of growth there, and you saw how smooth and clean with the use of the healthy shaving system, how smooth and clean that came off. We used the Daily Facial Moisturizer as a wonderful finish on the shave experience. Lastly, we're going to address the mustache. The other component of the Healthy Luxury system is the beard and mustache softener. Smooth controls and softens. A unique blend of sunflower oil penetrates the hair, softening the hair, smells nice. It's got a light citrus fragrance. We're going to apply that. And this is something he can use every day to soften and smooth. It absorbs beautifully in. It's not heavy, it's not wet, and it's not sticky. When we talk about facial hair grooming, you know, it's a huge portion of the men's market today. Facial hair, whether it's full beards, long heavy beards, neatly trimmed and clean beards, goatees, or even classic mustaches. Huge opportunity to talk about these services, to talk about these style elements with our male clients. A great way to demonstrate our understanding of what's happening in the business every day. You know, a mustache can be a tool to alter the appearance of a facial shape. A thicker, heavier mustache can create a wider, broader facial shape on a client who may be a little more narrow, a client whose face may be a little bit longer. A beard and a goatee is a great way to break up that facial shape, to contour. It's just the same way women use makeup to highlight and contour facial and bone structure. We do the same with men's facial hair and men's grooming. A couple of quick tips and tricks when it comes to men's grooming. Most importantly are the elements of balance, stability, and control. If you're using a trimmer to line and edge a customer's mustache, and if he moves or you move and you accidentally put a hole in the mustache over here, you need to put a hole in the mustache on the opposite side. That's what we call having a bad day at the office. The best way to maintain balance, stability, and control is using your client's shoulder for stability. I'll rest my hand on the client's shoulder. I'll hold my trimmer in one hand. And I'll rest it on the opposite hand. This lets me come in and line and edge a mustache. We're going to even out the bottom edge of that for you. Okay. Watch how we do this. Trimmer in one hand and on one hand. Balance, stability, and control. And I use the T-blade on my trimmer to gently clean the line and edge of the mustache like that. I can do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm not going to switch sides or switch arms. What I'll actually do is I'll turn the client's head towards me and I'll move across in front of the client like that. But notice the tool is resting on my hand for balance, stability, and control. And if I need to move away in a hurry, I have the ability to push the tool away with the opposite hand. So stabilizing against the client's shoulder. The other thing that's happening here is when I'm in contact with the client like this, with my arm on the client's shoulder, if he's going to itch, twitch, wiggle, jump, or move, I will feel it here before I can see it here. So I'll come in, and if I feel movement on his part, I can back out and away in a hurry. This is how I edge up or line up the bottom edge of a mustache. Now, some guys will have a mustache that grows all the way down to that baseline. We call that a solid mustache, where there is no layering or tapering to the top of the mustache. Some guys, due to the density and texture of their hair, if the mustache isn't layered in, it's going to stick out a good 2 inches in front of them, and that's going to be a little too big and too bushy. Then we do something called grooming or glossing. It's the one time in the use of an electric trimmer when we will turn with the moving blade facing away from us. Generally speaking, we'll block a line, but we turn the tool over so that we can see the cutting blade. This is the exception. Again, we'll rest the tool in one hand and on one hand, and we'll come onto the surface of the mustache like that, glossing, grooming, or glazing the top to create layering. It's almost impossible to get up underneath a mustache with a comb because the nose is in the way. And it's absolutely impossible to get up underneath a mustache with a blade and a guard because, once again, the nose is going to be in the way. That leaves us with that glossing or grooming technique. Even more important that we have our hand underneath the tool. This is just asking for a problem. But coming in this way to gently groom or gloss that surface down makes it very easy to control the finished result. Occasionally, a little bit of scissor work is called for when it comes to grooming or detailing a mustache. Our Feather Switchblade 5.5, small, easy to handle and control, and we come in with a trimmer or finishing comb. A little bit of light shear over comb work, or again, a little bit of light shear point tapering work is a wonderful way to detail in a mustache, and I'm always a big advocate of making sure that between the scissors and the client is that comb as a safety feature, just to make sure that we've got good control of the tool and the finished result.